So, hi guys, let's have a look at how to make accurate slices of an image for patterns and designs in Affinity Designer on the iPad. Now this is a designer for iPad tutorial, but it's equally doable on the desktop. Just your commands as usual are in a slightly different place. So, first up, let's subscribe. Before we continue, can I urge you to take a moment to tap the subscribe option below this video. It's completely free and puts you under no obligation. It does, however, help me, and I really appreciate it. Makes all the work worthwhile. If you're already subscribed to this channel, then I thank you very much. So, let's continue, shall we? Now, download the sample PNG file from either my Facebook group files section or from my website. The addresses are in the description just below, just near the subscribe button actually. Then open the image directly in Affinity Designer. Bit of a tongue twister, that one. This is a typical PNG image. Now, you'll notice that the image size is 1920 by 1080 pixels in size. Lock the image in its layer if it's not already locked. That saves you accidentally doing strange things to it. Now, we want to create 8 slices of this image. I'm going to make 8 tiles. Think of it as tiles behind a kitchen or something like that. A feature tile set. Now you think, how do I get that onto the tiles? Well, you create each tile and there's 8 subdivisions. Or if you like, 8 separate part images that make up the whole image. You can do more or less. It's up to your needs. If you do a lot of slices, they get hard to manage. But we'll start with guides. Let's see if we can make it a bit easier. To get the 8 slices, we divide the width by 4 and the height by 2. So each slice will be 480 pixels wide by 540 pixels high. So let's set up some guides so you can snap to them to take out the guesswork of making this. So put a vertical guide at 480, 960 and 1450. And put a horizontal guide at 540. Really easy to do. You know how to do that. Lock the guides and go back to the opening screen. Rename your project and save it, and then reopening. That saves you going up to files and save a copy and all that. Just go back to the main menu, that top left arrow that's there, and rename your file from background or whatever the image is to an appropriate file name. Then save it and then come back to this menu you can see there, to the main screen. Now, tap on the export tool, which is also the slicing tool. Odd that. It will show 2 new tools in the left toolbar and 4 new tools in the right toolbar. We won't use all of them, but that's where they are. The slices menu is in the export persona. Really easy to find, but it doesn't say anything about it otherwise. Now let's create some slices. With the slice tool selected, that's that top left one there, that the arrow pointing to it, draw out a rectangle that's exactly 480 by 540 pixels in size. Use the transform tool on the right toolbar to adjust it to the exact size, and position it so the snapping shows clearly and the XY positioning in the transform tool shows correctly. For this one it should be 0, 0. Top left hand corner obviously. That's the first slice. Now you can also do this with the Slicing Studio selected, but I wanted to show you how to position it with the Transform Studio first. Ignore that little blue arrow that's at the bottom right hand corner there. That's a stray arrow. Now, select the Slicer Studio. Make sure you select it. That's the second one down from the top left. The Hide UI, Slicer Studio, Layers Studio, Transform Studio, and the History Studio. They're all there for you to work with, even in the export or or slices persona. Now, the slices panel. Your first slice should show as a layer in the slices panel. That's with the slices tool selected, slices studio. Note the tick or check boxes and the share boxes next to the slice number. See, just to the right of the slice 1 icon, there's a check box and that up arrow for sharing. These are important because you can use those later. And you can rename all of these layers or slices as you wish. Background and slice 1. I mean, why would you change it? But you might want to. And you can see on the slices it also gives you the slice size where you can check you've got it right and the slice name for each and every slice that you do. Now you've done slice 1 and it will be selected. You want to deselect that. So deselect each slice as you create it so you don't accidentally move it when creating the next slice. So create your slice and tap the X on the left bottom of the toolbar. And now all slices are created there, and check them for size and position accuracy. You can see you've got 1 through 8, and on the top of each one you've got the slice name and the size. So just check those for accuracy. Next, we need to specify a save folder, otherwise you might put them where you can't find them. Notice the layer now says Export All. That's because you've got it selected there up the top. I've got this slightly enlarged so you can see that. Now be careful here. You don't want to export all just yet. But you've got all your slices created. You're in the Slices studio, and at the top will be Export All. Okay, got that? Now select the top sandwich menu option. That's that little stack of pages there, 3 I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 3 bars on top of each other. This brings up a drop-down menu with the bottom option of Choose Export Folder. And you can see it there. There's goings on about JSON and so on, but what you want is Create Export Folder. Select this and you can find your pre-prepared folder or even create a new one where you want it. And you'll come back to this Slices Studio menu. So you create a new folder or choose an export folder. When you choose a folder in files like that, you can also create a folder. So just take your time with that and make sure you get that right. Otherwise your files could end up anywhere. Now tap the menu option Export All and your slices will be exported to the folder of your choice. And it says so on the screen as you can see there. Export All. All checked items are being exported to your chosen folder. Remember, you can uncheck some of them if you don't want them exported. Let's look at the slices. And there they are in the folder I created called Fantasy Slices. Note that I exported all slices, including the one called Background. To not export a slice, simply untick it. To export one slice, select only that slice. Easy as. Now there's the main image. So go back to your original image. Simply select the document persona. That's see up the top row there. 1, 2, 3. It's the blue square anyway. Not the export persona, but the document persona. The export persona is hidden. All of those slices and you think, my goodness, I've only got one image there. Well, that's the image you've sliced up and you can see the guides are still there. If you want to go back to the export persona, just tap the export persona and all your work is still there. Too easy. Fabulous for breaking an image up into parts. Feature tiles, patterns, whatever craft work you can imagine. And thanks for watching. I hope you find it useful. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the thumbs up for a like and the bell to be reminded when new videos appear. I really appreciate it.